What's going on, guys? It is the real me, and I'm saying this to my 149 awesome subscribers. It's the real me. It's not AI, right? My screens aren't AI, nothing like that. But I'm making a video that some of you may be familiar with in regards to that I do day trade, right? I'm a day trader. That's one of the things that Logan is, right? The whole point. I know it's cheesy, but the whole point of the channel, right? Logan is all these different things. And one of those things is that I am a trader. I've been trading for 7 years actually. I began my journey July 2018. Right? I began my journey July 2018. And I've recorded some of it here and there. I posted it on Facebook at some point when I had in 2020 when I thought I made it and I started making a bunch of money doing options trading. And I started making 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 a day, 4,000. I posted a video about that too, a funny video. But I've been, or I've, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, well, yeah, trading since then, and oh yeah, trading options. Sorry, you can tell I was really trying to get that thought back. I used to trade options, but then I lost a ton of money. I lost like almost 25,000 in 3 hours back then. I cried for like 3 days straight. And this was cash. This wasn't a prop firm, right? This was like cash, and it was terrible. But been just off and on since then. Life has been, man, it's been a lot. But I just recently became encouraged to just start posting, I guess, kind of my journey now. Even though I'm far from the beginning, again, told you been 7 years, but now I feel like I just need to post because I also trade TopStep. And this guy right here, I watched every single one of his videos, every single one. And today, if you haven't checked him out just yet, he's he's extremely transparent, very honest, right? He welcomes feedback. He's a new trader to the community, but he's been trading for 6 years, right? He's been trading for 6 years. Well, actually, I think it's longer than that because he said he's been trading for since 2017, I believe. So he's been trading. Well, he's been trading for a long time. All right, check him out. Jasard, Jasard. I guess that's how you pronounce that. All right, I apologize, man, but if I butchered your name, but check him out. He got funded. If you're a prop firm trader, you need to see someone who's like real or who's done it, or just know if like this is a true thing. He's got a couple payouts from TopStep. He's actually he was just trading TopStep now, another eval, and he'll be honest about that, right? But he was trading another eval. He got a funded account, right? I watched every one of his videos from beginning to end. And then he just recently blew his funded account, as we all have, right? I used to trade one up trader. I've blown like at least 50 accounts with, I'll show y'all that later. Anyway, but he blew his account. He's gonna get it back, of course. He's gonna come back stronger. But go check him out if you want to see a transparent, real life trader. Go, go watch his stuff. Comment on his videos. He loves it. He loves it when you get onto him about moving his stop loss. That's like his favorite thing. Okay. Just oh, sorry. That's his favorite thing. Just go comment about that. But you just gotta watch his videos to know. Anyway, this is me. This is my as you can see over here, it says practice because I'm in my practice one right now. I just like to do some practice trades, but also Jasard Jay, come check out my trading. Come check out my trading, Jay. I think you'll appreciate it. I think it'll help that situation, that stop loss situation. Okay, that but I think it'll help. I think it'll help that tremendously. Okay, I trade on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, I do trade the S&P 5. Hey, okay, dang. All right, excuse me. I do trade the 500. All right, I trade MES. I trade MES, but how I enter my trades is very it makes sense, right? And I'll show you right now in my practice. Like I'll just close out of this trade.
Order filled.
Whoa, definitely gonna turn that down. No one's trying to hear that. I always turn my down. I don't like listening to that. But but what I do is I enter off the 4 hour. Now these yellow lines that you see down here, I do trade off the opening range, right, or the or orb, because I can trade the breakout or the rejection. It really don't matter. But I do trade the opening range, the orb. Okay, I trade the orb. And if you look here, it says 11, 11, 14, 25. No, yeah, because this is Friday's orb. Based on my patterns, and I've traded thousands of hours. Okay, taking thousands of trades, study charts in and out, in and out, in and out, and based on what I've seen trading the orb is very accurate, probability wise, right? And that's all we trade, probabilities. We don't try to guess the direction. I don't try to guess the direction of the market. I don't try to predict. Right, all I do is get a probability or idea of what it should do, and then I place a risk based on that determination. Right, that's how I trade. That's how I trade. It gives me a reason. I have a reason why I need to get in, why I'm placing this entry, why my stop is here. I only lose $400. I only risk $400. Let me jump over to my real account or my eval account to then become real here very soon. This is my performance. Nothing crazy. This was last week. This is really last week was really when I started to hone in. So I lost 409 on Tuesday, lost 275. Then made 908 Thursday, made 293 Friday. But my max loss is $400. You see, I did go over a little bit over here, but my max loss is 400. Period. Okay. Profit, I don't really care about because the way I trade and the setups I see, there'll be targets that'll be, 2, 3, 4 times whatever my loss is. Okay, the wins will come. I just focus on the plan. And these days, on Tuesday, I was actually up a little bit over 1,000, like a little bit over $1,000, but it had a $2,500 target, so I didn't touch it. Wednesday, I was up over 1,000, but it had a $3,500 target. Didn't touch it. And by the way, I know why am I going for such ridiculous targets on my eval? I know I shouldn't have. On Thursday, as you can see, well, I was up over 1,000. I had a $2,800 target, I believe it was, and it pulled back a little bit, so I took it. And guess what? It hit the target and went beyond on Thursday, right? But then Friday, I got in and out of some trades, but then I took it and walked away. But this is where we're at. And the goal is to get funded on this account, get a payout, get a couple more funded accounts, and get systematic with payouts, right? But how I actually trade, and then over here I have my Webull. Always have Webull up in front of me, and I'm always looking at the SPY. This is these purple dotted lines down here. This is Friday's orb. This is Thursday's orb, but now this is gonna be my new orb for today. I just look at same day, previous day orb. Right, that's all I do. Same day, previous day. So when the next day comes, this is the previous day now. And this one becomes my same day, and then I just keep doing that. But because history has shown that for some reason, the previous day orb seems to have some, it just seems to have a pattern, some effect to it, where the price tends to try to either work its way back towards it or what have you. Over here, just ignore this because this is today's orb, so this is gonna move. This is gonna be like down here somewhere. But I wait for the 15-minute. I wait for the full 15-minute orb. Okay. And it's based off the 930 candle. So on this chart, on TopStep, which I know they use TradingView, the 930 candle is the 15-minute orb that I use, because at 945, the 930 candle will be fully formed. And I look at the top and bottom. If we go back here to Friday, you see 9:30 orb here. 9:30. And let me unlock it. It's just the top of this candle. Let me unlock this one. And the bottom of the candle. Wick, including wick top, wick low. That's just the full top and bottom. And as you can see, it broke out, broke above, and just kind of continued up and went towards previous day orb. But so now this is previous day, and today's orb is going to be like down here somewhere. Down here. When this candle is done forming. So these are just kind of here just because I need them in the range. But when the market opens, it'll start forming at 9:30. And I'll pause the video and then come back when the market opens because I'm going to trade live. This is just me like talking beforehand. And please, if you haven't already, you can skip all this. I should have said that. I should have been said that. You can skip straight to the trading if you don't want to hear all this, the setup or how I trade and what I look at. You just want to get to action. I get it. But at 9:30, this a new candle will start forming. I wait for that full candle to form. I mark the high and low of it. Then at 10 a.m., because I enter my trades based off the 4 hour, like based off the 4 hour. And I know that maybe, but this is something I've been doing recently. And like those days I was over 1,000, right? I could have been profitable for those days. I could have got my funded account last week if I took those profits. But anyway, hindsight. But what happens is at 10 a.m., you see this, at 10 a.m., a new 4 hour candle is going to pop up. So at 9, hold on, that's my cousin calling me. Yeah, like I said, I wait. So sorry about that. Like I said, I just wait for this. I wait for this full candle to form. Once that 10 a.m. candle pops up, once that 10 a.m. 4 hour candle pops up, that's going to be my entry, right? Based off of how it reacts off the opening range. And then my stop loss is just going to go at the wick. And I start with one contract, put my stop loss at the wick, and then I add into that, right? That'll be my risk. Like that will be my risk. And you'll see that live. It'll make more sense if it doesn't. And then it allows me to size into it correctly, right? And like I said, I only risk up to $400. But even then, I'm determining how much I want to size. Because sometimes I can squeeze in 4 or 5 contracts and it only be an $80 risk, right? Based on the entry. But you'll see that. You'll see that. But we're going to come back here in a few minutes. It's 9:24. It's 9:24. Me and my cuz, he's been doing this. He's on the phone right now. I know y'all can't see his small screen, but that's him. But yeah, I'll just put you on there really quick. But anyway, yeah, he's been trading like 8 years. So he started in 2017. I started in 2018. He kept trying to tell me, hey man, this trading stuff, man. I was like, well, if I just give you some money and you trade for me. But yeah, we all been there. All right, we all been there. Now we're professional traders. I'm a professional, and I just want to kind of showcase that and just kind of film what I think is about the good things I think about to take place with TopStep. I just started trading. We both just started trading TopStep not too long ago because a friend whom I helped with day trading, he discovered TopStep and then put me onto it. And it's really an awesome platform. People, the reviews, people getting payouts. So I want to see if we can do this the right way. Get a funded account, get consistent with payouts, then put that into my own personal account while still doing funded accounts. Then doing things with options, and things scaling. And I kind of want to go ahead and start filming now before things take off and go there. I just want to, like the other guy, like I told you about, I kind of want to show it before, I guess, things happen or, it gets too deep into it. I just want to film the beginning, from the very beginning, Those of you who know my channel know I'd put a lot of ridiculous stuff right on my channel. I know, I get it. I put a lot of ridiculous stuff on there, but this is more so like my other side of it. You know, one of the other things that I do and I take very seriously, and just wanting to film it. So we'll keep doing that. But we'll be back here in a little bit. Like I said, it's 9:26. Market open. We'll come back just so you can see how it's forming, what I start looking for. But I won't take a trade till after 10 a.m. After that 4-hour candle pops up. All right, be back.
42 an hour, nigga?
What? All right, it's 9:30. Bro. Make sure. Okay. All right, so now, and then you can see I got this marked November 17th. So this is the 9:30 candle that I need to fully form. This down here is Friday's orb, the top and bottom. That's Friday's orb. This is going to be today's. So this is the top so far. So far. This is how I trade. This is how I trade orb live. Like as live as you can. So top, you see, I'm just steadily, this is the bottom. This is the top so far. So far. And then I do the same thing over here on my Webull. This is Fridays, of course. And this is SPY. I like to watch the SPY. Me and my cousin who's on the phone, like I said, we've been trading the SPY for years. Years. And I'm on the 15-minute here, too. And it's funny, see, on Webull, those of you who like Webull, the 15-minute orb on Webull is the 9:45 candle. Okay, it's the 9:45 candle on Webull. You need that full candle to form, and you'll know it's fully formed when the 10 a.m. candle pops up. This will be done forming. That's your top and bottom, right? That's your range. You can look for breakouts above and below. You can look for rejections off the top. You can look for rejections off the top, rejections off the bottom, breakouts, bounce, take off. See, look, now the top is stretching out. We're going to drag that up. Dragging. We're dragging it up over here too. And then I have a third screen over here too, by the way. And this one will stay in the 1 hour, but let me mark out the top and bottom of this too. See, this screen is weird because it like lags for some reason. I don't know if y'all can see that lagging, but it is horrendous.
Yeah, man. My percent's on tour right now. I'm gonna call you back.
All right.
I'll call you right back.
All right. So this is still moving up. Boom. And on my Webull, normally I keep this in the 1 minute, but the reason I'm in the 15-minute is again and really you can do it in the 1 minute too. You can mark out the top and bottom, but this normally I keep in 1 minute. I just like to watch it move in real time. But you're gonna see how I take a trade off the 15-minute. You'll see how I determine what my risk is. Again, I'm only risking $400, but how I split up that 400 is up to me. If it's forming if I get a 10-minute candle, if I get a 4-hour 10-minute and it forms right at the orb, not way down here in the middle or something like this, right? If it forms and is right there and it does like a perfect rejection or a perfect breakout, boom, that's going to be an entry. I'm setting the stop loss at the bottom of that 4-hour wick or the top or the top of the 4 hour wick, the 10 a.m. wick. Um, wow, this is it's a pretty big range, isn't it? So I'm over here moving it up on my Webull. Yeah, I come over here to my left screen that is just lagging and acting crazy. I wonder if it's the screen itself, the monitor itself. You see, this is all I do the first 15 minutes. I don't even have to chase it up like this. Normally I just literally don't even do anything until 9:45 and just boom, go ahead and mark the top and bottom. Then wait for the 10 a.m. But sometimes I like to do this just to, feel like I'm doing something. Because trading should be very trading. You get to a point where it should be boring. And by the way, you can skip if you want to skip to 10 a.m. when I take my trade. Go ahead and skip to the 10 a.m. mark if you want to see me take my trade. Or you can skip to 9:45 if you want to see me mark the top and bottom, and then skip to 10 a.m. Now, 10 a.m. is when I have permission from my rules to take my trade. Okay. Now, if I see it open down here, like in the middle, I can be kind of hesitant. I can, it just depends. I like to see the 10 a.m. candle open when it's near a top, when it's near a support, the support orb or the resistance of it. That's when I really like to take my trades. Okay, because those have high probability of yielding good results, right? Because I can't guess. I don't have a crystal ball. All I can do is put the odds in my favor based on what I see and take a trade based on that. And if you're doing it this way, if you're sticking to a set of rules for yourself, remove all that excitement, remove all that crazy, whatever out of your trades, and just focus on implementing a plan, right? Regardless of whether you win, because you're already expecting you're going to lose. Like, yeah, that's how you should be. Your risk management should be you trying to give away this particular amount of risk because there's a potential for upside. So you're just managing the risk of it because that's the only thing you can control, right? Even when you begin to make money, you're still controlling risk because now if you're up $500, that's $500. You have to figure out whether that needs to be secured or not. So you're still just managing risk, right? Now you're just bringing that risk up, right? Instead of a net negative risk, now you're going to have a net positive risk, right? It's going to be net positive, right? Because now even though you're in profit, that's still money that's at risk, right? Because you're not just trying to give away all the money when you don't need to, when your rules don't call for you to give away your money. But everything is just plans. Everything is a set of rules that you have to follow. This is pushing. This is a big old range. I like that. I really like that. Especially when I get a good entry, good rejection, I can squeeze in like 10 contracts and have like an $80 stop loss, right? But then if that retraces back down just to the bottom just going back to the bottom, even before it decides to, take here, hit this zone and bounce and continue up, I would have already made a chunk of money from here to here just on that move. I don't even need it to break below, right? If you just wait for those prime entries. Okay. But what was it 938? But if you're trading a prop firm, especially a prop firm, you gotta have a set of rules that you can follow no matter what and repeat them. If you have something or if you have a strategy, if you have an edge that that works, right? Like it, and it beyond a shadow of a doubt. You've confirmed this plan between you and Jesus. Y'all both are on the same page about it. He's like, yes, this is awesome. Good job. And stay tuned at the end. I got the good news I want to share. Okay, I got the good news I want to share at the end of this. And the reason I've been able to make it to where I am and have the knowledge I do. But if you have a strategy that works, it's a good plan. It works. You've seen it repeat itself over and over and over, X number of times. right? Then boom, that is your strategy. You take a risk management plan and apply it to that. That's all you do. You say, okay, I see this strategy. Every time it tends to go here, it tends to go here. Or when it goes up here and it breaks it and comes back and bounces, it tends to keep going in the direction it bounces. Or when it breaks with a lot of strength, it tends to keep going. It just averages up. Or if it, whatever, whatever pattern you notice, you take risk management and apply it to it. Because let's say you're right. Let's say based off the 15-minute, it comes up here. It bounces. So you're like, oh, there's a great chance it's going to bounce and come all the way back down here. Well, what you do is you don't take 90% of your account or you risk your house on that it's going to bounce and come all the way down here. Why not? Because what if it doesn't and it breaks out? What if you risk 50% of what you have and you get in expecting it to come down, right? You get in expecting it to bounce and come all the way back down. Well, what if it doesn't? And you lose 50% of your account. That means the next time tomorrow you see this same setup, it's coming up, looks like it's going to bounce and come down. You take the same trade and you risk the remaining 50%, right? Guess what? Instead of coming down, it goes up. You're like, man, that pattern works. I just needed to be able to be in the trade longer because guess what? The next day after that comes, guess what? The pattern sets up. It's getting ready to bounce. You say, man, it looks like it's getting ready to bounce. I will put a trade, but I risked 50% of my account 2 days in a row, lost. Or I risked 100% of my account on Monday, lost. Now here goes guy on Wednesday who risked a tenth of his account, or let's say a quarter, right? No, let's say a tenth. He breaks it up. He lost on Monday, just like 100% guy. He lost on Tuesday, just like 50% guy. But guess what? He's here available on Wednesday. He says, yeah, I think it's about to bounce right here. He takes the trade. Boom, it goes down. It starts to go down. Just from here to here, he's already made his 10th, right? He's already made that his original risk. It keeps going further. Now he's made a 20th, right? Or a 30th, whatever. Now he's up 50% of his original investment. He's up 75%. He's up 100%. He's up this big amount because he only risked a little bit. He was able to be available. So boom, he makes his money. He takes his trade. He walks away. Hey, I only risked a tenth, but I made 75 cents. All right, I made 75 today. That's a great day. He goes to Thursday. Hey, this setup, it looks like it's bouncing. He takes it. He loses a tenth. Okay. He loses a tenth on Friday. He loses a tenth on Monday. He loses a tenth on Tuesday. Okay. Wednesday comes again. He makes $1. Okay. You get where I'm going? He makes $1. Thursday, he loses a tenth. Friday, he makes $2. All right. Now he's got a lot. He's made a lot compared to what he's losing. Next week rolls around. He says, you know what? Instead of risking a tenth, I've made quite a bit. I'm going to risk 20. I'm going to risk 20 cents. He risks 20, loses, risks 20, loses. Now he makes $4 because he's risking a little bit more. He makes 4. Anyway, you get where I'm going. The small incremental bits can really add up. The small risk you take can be extremely beneficial if you know what you're doing and if you have an edge or a strategy. Risk management could honestly pay you well even if you're not that great of a trader. Just having good risk management can make you great. You can have a win rate that is garbage. You can have a 20% win rate, right? And you say, yeah, man, I lost 4 days in a row. Oh, man, you're terrible. You're trash. Yeah, I lost 4 days in a row, right? I lost 4 days in a row, man. He's like, oh, man. But then he's like, yep, but on Friday, I made 3 weeks worth back. I made 3 weeks worth back. But hey, my win rate is 20%. So hey, I'm garbage. But the 90% win rate guy it's 9:44 by the way. This is almost done forming, and then this will be done. That'll be my high and low. We'll wait for 10 a.m. But the 90% win rate guy, the 80% win rate guy, he's thinking like, oh man, he's won 4 days in a row. He won 500 bucks, 500, another 500, made 2,000. But on Friday, he lost 6. He lost 3,500. He lost 4. Great win rate, risk management is terrible. Well, what if you combine the two? Great risk management and a great strategy. Because obviously he's got a great strategy. You win. Just mark moving this high. You win 4 days in a row. Imagine you combine that. Looks like this could be the top. You see what it's doing? Boom. New candle. See, this is the 15-minute, full 15-minute. This is only. This is the full 15-minute. Now, if I switch over to the 4-hour, I got my top and bottom established. This line and this line. Now, I'm going to wait for the 10 a.m. candle to pop up right here. I could get in right now for a short, but then let me show you why. Go to my practice account. Right now, I'm on the 4-hour. If I took a short,
Order
boom,
filled.
enter one. That will be my stop loss. That's already $105. I would only be able to add one because I risk 400. Maybe I will risk,
Order
could risk
filled.
$200. That's 216, maybe. But to me, that's not worth it. I want to try to get more contracts in for $100. Okay, so I'd rather wait for this new 10 a.m. candle to pop up, or if we get really close up here, right, and it's showing signs of rejection, maybe. But I want to wait for this 10 a.m. candle because a 10 a.m. candle could pop up right here. It shows signs of momentum or it's going up, and there's a wick forming right off the top of the orb. That is a perfect entry for me. Perfect. Right? So if at 10 a.m. we get a candle that pops up on top of this orb and is wicking off, I'm going to take a entry. Yes, it could go against me. But I want to go on the side of the momentum and not on the side that's not moving on a 4-hour candle. Yes, 4 hours is different. They're very they're a lot more sturdy, if that makes sense, than the non-moving or the non-fluctuating side of the wick. But that's what we're gonna wait for. It's 9:46. We're gonna come back at 10, and you'll see me take a trade, if it's forming up where it needs to be. Okay. Let's see. Look, this is the 1 minute. Like it's trying, but who knows if this is gonna do it. This is the 15. This is the full 15-minute wick. This is the 9:45 wick, and it looks like it's trying to break out. But that's why I need my 10 a.m. 4-hour because I don't know. And for me, it's a higher probability trade for me to wait for that candle. Oh yeah, but that's what I was saying about risk. Make sure you're managing. I'm gonna exit out of this and go back to my reel.
Order filled.
So this one again, I take entries off the 4-hour. Like I take a literal entry, one contract, move it up, determine how many I can add, then add. But it's 9:47. We'll come back. We'll come back right before 10. Okay, right before 10. All right, it's 9:59. Look, this is the 10 a.m. candle. We're getting momentum in this direction. So here we go. We're probably gonna take a long here, depending on if we how much momentum I can get into this 4-hour. Yeah, we'll go
filled.
one, because that's only a $16 stop for one, and we'll see if this is gonna push.
Order filled.
Yeah, I'm gonna add a
Order
couple more.
filled.
I got 3 in, $55 stop. That's okay. So if this gets me out, I only lose $55. But I got 3 contracts in, which is pretty decent. But if this thing goes short, I want to have enough money to take this short like I want to. Because even from here to here, that's $158. Look, we may be going short, guys. Maybe. Depending on... Make sure I'm not right up on it. But I don't have to have fear in this trade. I don't have to close it out. I don't have to move the stop loss. I ain't got to do none of that crazy stuff. It's $58 with 3 contracts. If this thing decides to push, well, whatever. 3 contracts is still $305 if it pushes up high enough. If it just gets back to here, what is that, $500? And that's just right now. I haven't added any contracts. I may add. I may add, but I just want to see it. You know, I want to see some more because this thing could look like it could take me out.
Order filled.
Let's see if we get a better bounce off of here, and then I'll re-enter for some longs again. I keep up with my losses, by the way, even if they're little, because I don't lose more than 400. It was like $55. Yeah, we'll go
Order
long
filled.
again.
Order
We'll
filled.
go ahead and go 2. It's 33.
Order filled.
I'm at 48. 52. I'm gonna get a little closer.
Order
I'm gonna add
filled.
one more. I'm at 63. If it take it out, it's fine. But I want to have a good amount if it does decide to go. But I'll still have plenty to go short if this does decide to go short and break down. Which if it does this too many times, I'm going short. You get what I'm saying? And then my stop loss will be up here at the top of the 4 hour.
Order filled.
All right, we could be going short if this breaks. This could be a nice rejection. Let's see how we look on the 15-minute. Look at this 5-minute over here. Yeah, I'm gonna go short.
Order filled. Order filled.
That's $77 in shorts. I'm
Order
gonna add one
filled.
more. So I'm at 121. I got 3 contracts in. So this is based off the 4 hour. So I wanted to work to get towards that stop. And a 4 hour, that way it's not right up on it. It's got good, it's got good room because it's not based off such a small time frame. And look, looks like it could just go ahead and come back down to the bottom of this orb. I may try to slide in one more contract here. We'll do one
Order
more.
filled.
Keep it below 200 on this one. So just going from to the bottom of the orb, that's $667 on a $182 risk. That's well worth the risk. Okay. I can sell off a few contracts on the way there. I can manage it. I have 4 contracts, $182. So I would lose. And then that other one, make sure I wrote that other one down. How much was the other one? Sorry, that way y'all can see the trade. It was 40. Where's the third? Dang, I didn't pay attention. Anyway, if I lose this one, 182. 82 plus 55. That'll leave me 163 remaining. So hopefully this continues just to kind of push down, but we'll see. We'll see if this pushes on down. It could reject, bounce, and push higher. See, it could reject and come all the way back up and push, but if it does that, that is an extremely strong indication that it's going to continue to push higher. So I would hurry up and try to get in going long and make this the bottom of my long, right? And just do the remaining, whatever my remaining risk is. I don't care. I'm trying to get rid of the risk. I don't want it. And I'm not over leveraging. So it's either I'm gonna lose it or it's gonna bring me, it's gonna bring me more. I don't know if this went all the way here. It could be 1,000. But we'll see if we get close to here. Stop loss sitting at the top of the 4 hour. Because the thing is with the 4 hour, you want to try to get to where you're getting in. You want to try to get to where your stop loss is on the side that's not fluctuating. See, this side is fluctuating. It can go all the way down here, then pull back, or go down further and pull back. So I want to hurry up and get on the side that's not moving. Like that's the whole my whole ideology behind you, and I do that based off the orb, because you can see here. Here was my entry, but here's the top of the orb. Right here's the top of the range. This is the 15, 30, 4 hour. See, right up here. But we'll leave this one on the 5 minute. And we'll see what this does. If it goes down good enough, I may lock in a 1-to-1, maybe. Meaning if it gets like 200 plus, I may lock in at 182 just in case it decides to go against me. But really, even with that, you really should be, once you identify these targets, you really should be letting them just go to the target. But there's nothing wrong with taking profit, right? I watch Big Daddy Max a lot. You know, like they say don't let a green trade turn red, things like that. They just have a lot of good knowledge. You know, just check them out. But the way this is looking, I'm paying attention to this wick over here too, because it's like struggling right here in this area. So the way it's looking, it looks like it could push down and keep pushing on down. See here on the 1 minute over here, it's like it's trying. $182. What is that? 182. Okay, if I can do math. 182 divided by 4. If I sold 1, so I'm up 242, 262. And guys, you saw this is my first trade of the day, right? This is my first. I took the first one, $55 risk. Second one, well, it was like barely. I can't remember. It was like 30 or 40. I can't remember. Y'all go back and look. This is what we look like on the 1 minute. So we're getting close to the bottom of this orb, which is where I would like it to get to. So 282 divided by 4. If I sold 1, that'd be $70. Up 307. Probably gonna let this just get here. 682 divided by 4 times 3. I could sell 3 of them. I'm gonna sell 3. Stop by 3. I'm gonna sell 3 down here for like $500, and then keep 1. That's the goal. If it graces me, if it graces my take profit with its presence, right? Because I have no clue if it's gonna do it. I have no clue, right? I'm contemplating. Don't want to sell 1 or like half. 267 divided by 2. I could sell half and then just take away all my risk, because it's 133. 133 minus 182. 4. 267 divided by 4. 66 times 3. 200. We're gonna let it chill. We're gonna let it chill. I was thinking about locking in that 1-to-1, but It could bounce, push all the way up, break through, take me out of 182, and then I go long. But that would mean my stop loss would be way down here, and I don't know. That's what we're looking like on the 1 minute. 5:15. Let me see what this 4 hour looks like. Ooh. This 4 hour looks like it could push higher. I forgot 129 minus 55, 74. So that was what? That was 74 I lost on that second trade. So 182, 311. So if I lose this trade, I'll be down 311, which only leaves me 89 left. We'll see if this can, we'll see what this does. This could bounce and just keep going. It'd be nice if we just got a nice clean. But typically when I see this thing try to bounce to go up or turn to go up without hitting the orb or really bouncing off of it, that usually lets me know it's going to come down. Okay. But on the, or come back down. But on the flip side, if it does start to go up and it's rejecting away from this before actually touching it, then that could be a sign it's going to push up. Right. There's things you take with a grain of salt. We'll see if this was we'll see if this was a short that made sense. It's clearly worth the risk, right? 182 stop. $672 target. What was that? Really, even where it went to 362, I really could have sold all four right there. But again, it's just, I see the targets and I gotta get in the habit of letting them hit and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm gonna sell 3 down here. 632. Times 3, 474. Okay, okay. We're gonna get a nice rejection and push down right here. That looks very downy, even though it don't have to. But it looks like it could reject and come down. But again, that's why my risk is what it is, because I don't know anything. I only do it based off based off what I see. And based off what I see, I place a bet on what I think it could do, right? Usually when it breaks down and breaks back in here, it continues to want to try to work its way towards the bottom of that range, right? So that's where I place the risk. But I wasn't, because it didn't give me a clean, like the cleanest, I guess, best setup in the world. The best ones I like are the ones where it shows nice bounces, nice rejections. What's this, 10 a.m.? Yeah, just clean entries. Like when I took that first long, that was a bounce off the top. I just like how it looked. So I took it. Kept the risk was relatively small just because how good the entry was. We'll see if this is gonna reject and come down. I got the 5 minute over here. I'm just staring at that. Back up 160, step one, whatever, but really don't care until it gets down here. We'll see if this is gonna be a true move back down or just a gather up and take off again. Pop to the 1 hour. When's the 1 hour coming up? 11. So and naturally, you see my stop losses naturally it's just at the top of the 4 and the 1, just because of the timing. Okay, come on. Let that be a nice little rejection for a lower move. I mean, because typically that's what it does, but it doesn't have to. All right, there we go. Just typically when it does that, I can tell just by how it looks if it's gonna do a rejection to come down. Don't have to do it. It could stop in its tracks, take on off, go right on up, and go right on up. But that's not how you trade based on trying to guess accurately or crystal ball it, right? You just look at patterns, and based on those patterns, you take a probability based risk, right? I looked like it can go down here, back up to 242, whatever. It looked like it can go down when I got in, based off of how the 4 hour, based off how the 4 hour formed on the top of the opening range. So I took a short. But I knew I had a certain max risk to lose, but I broke that up. I said I'll only do 182 instead of doing the rest of my risk on this one. I was able to squeeze in 4 contracts, $182 risk, and I'm already up. You know, it's past the 1 to 1 2. It would be what? Once I get to 364, it'd be a 2 to 1. But again, you see, you can easily go beyond that. Like it's working its way. It's working its way down here to the bottom. Again, it does not have to do it. It's just I liked the odds that were presenting themselves, and it's worth the risk. Me risking $182 is worth me being able to sell 3 of these for almost 500 and leaving one because what if it decides to break and come all the way back down, right? I can lock away my guaranteed profit 474 and let the last one kind of do its thing, right? Depending on what that does and that making certain rejections, I can add to it, and then have a new stop loss, right? Like on this side of the order. But we'll see. We'll see how this turns out. This could or could not push lower. It's like it's working its way down to today's bottom of the orb, and then it could push to the previous day's orb down here and down here. Now, if it starts breaking these areas off that one original contract I have left, I'll begin to add into those positions as it's doing moves down here, and then my stop loss would come from, top here down here with the one contract already still in. Because each contract I add to that one is going to keep bringing that average down, right? So it'll keep bringing my profit down because my average is going up. Okay, I like to see this because typically these like to retrace these wicks. These candles next to it typically like to retrace the wick, right? Typically. Let's see if it's rejecting it like this. This could be let me see. This could be an area of support that it pushes and breaks through. But just know if it breaks through this, it's going to be a strong break. Like if it breaks through this, then it's definitely probably the probability of it going to this lower area is very, very likely. If it breaks this area right here, this zone. Okay. Now, could this zone be strong enough to send it back higher and break up and break higher? We're about to find out. But if it breaks, it's going to be a strong break through it, based on my experience. Okay. It does have to do it. So let's find out if this was strong enough to send this price back where it came from, or is it going to fuel it when it breaks through and then continue pushing lower? That's what we're going to find out. Because either one can happen. But I'm already in my trade. I'm already in my trade, in good enough profit, and my risk is accounted for. Right? Like I'm fully prepared to lose this $182. Oh. We'll see. Look at the 1 minute on this one. We'll see if this was strong enough to send that price higher, because either it was or it ain't. But we're gonna find out. So it's kind of trying to magnet to it, right? It's trying to pull it towards it. So this area means something, it looks like, because it's trying to pull the price back towards it. But if it can resist it, right? If it can resist it and push away, price is going to push higher, right? But if it gets sucked back down into this, if it gets sucked back down into it, it's just a high. Look, like it's trying. If it gets sucked into here, then it's probably going to spit it out on the other side, and we're going to see it shoot and then get spit down here. So look, it's trying. It's like, oh no, it's got me. It's trapped me. Oh look, it's like it's trying to break free. It's trying. It's sinking. So I'm still in my short. It's trying. Okay. And if it rejects, that's good if you want to go long, right? I mean, I wouldn't enter because we're in the middle. We're in the middle of the orb. Now we'll see. This is an important candle too, because if this can't break out and continue with momentum, this one is definitely getting sucked in, and it could be the one that just spits out the other side. But if it can't get momentum and go ahead and come on up, it's getting sucked in, and it might darn near be the one that just goes through completely. But we'll see. We'll see. 20 seconds left on this candle. So it's trying, it's using this area. It's really using this area. This 1 minute candle does look promising. Promising meaning to go higher, right? I'm in a short. I am in a short. And we're just going to see if it's going to It looks very bullish, doesn't it? It looks very longish, but we'll see. That's why I don't prefer trading off the 1 minute or the 5 minute, because it can be very appealing. Like, oh man, let me jump in for this. I'm going long. But obviously, we see over here, we see the overall picture. We have a short at the top of the 4 hour. It broke back where this 4 hour broke back into this orb, right? Because this is completed. So this long candle could be jumping a bunch of people in, or it could be getting a lot of people in to go long because they think it's about to take off. But we see the overall. Now, if we were down here at the bottom of this orb with that type of activity, shoot, yeah, I'd be going long. But we're up here and we broke back into it with all this volume coming down into it. Now, like I told you, this very well could be loading up because of these wicks, like loading up to take off and go long. If it does, great. I only have $182 here at risk, and then I could always relook for entry. I could always relook for a long position, re-enter the trade, because I didn't wipe myself out on my first couple of trades. But I still had a good amount of contracts where I could have made a good bit of money. All right, what if I had taken off when I took those longs in the very beginning? I only had $55 at risk, but I had in, 4 contracts? I think it was 4 or 5, I don't remember. But I had in a few contracts. So if that would have took off, great, but I only had $55 at risk. Just like Big Daddy Max said, he's like, how do you know? How did you know it was gonna get this? How did you know? He's like, well, he says himself, he don't know. He's just really good at managing his risk, and I understand that. I fully understand. Like, just when you get to the point where you're managing that risk, you're giving yourself those at bats, right? You're giving yourself those chance to take those shots, be available for the trade, instead of going full throttle on the first trade and letting it just go against you. What if I got in for those longs and it's steadily just going against me, I'm down to 2, 3, 4, 500, 600, 700, right? And instead I can go short, right? If it goes short, I make a bunch of money. If it goes against me, oh, okay, so it's really going long, boom, and then I'm available for the long again, all right? But yeah, we'll see how this thing plays out. We'll see. But see this, all this upwards activity with no with no bounces off the bottom, to me, the only way I would go long right now is something breaking or bouncing off this top, and really bouncing, meaning if it breaks, then pulls back and bounces. That's what would cause me to want to take a long, you know, position off that. Anything in here though, anything in here, it has a, just me, probability wise, of going down before it goes up. Just based on experience and stuff like that. Again, doesn't have to. It could take off right now and go to the moon. But I don't make decisions off what ifs and hopes. I just go off data that I see, data that I've touched and is real and I've been able to observe, and I make decisions based off that. Now, like, it really looks like it could go up. It's like, no, typically when it does this, when it's in here, it goes down before it goes up, or when it does this, blah blah blah, and I make a decision based off that because I've observed it. So it's getting pulled pretty strongly back towards this area. And again, if it gets in this area and gets on the other side of it, there's a very, very good chance we're going to see our bottom we're looking for. So, oh, there it is. It's right there. Y'all see that? Those of you who are watching this right now, I think, look, it's touching it. Touching it right there. Bounce right off of it. Those of you who are watching this saw I pre-drew that box right there. Okay, I didn't just draw that. I just stretched it over. Oh, it's trying to break into it. We could get a rejection right here and get a massive amount of energy into a green candle to send this back higher. Or it could break below, and then we're pretty, I like to say the odds are good of us to just stay in this trade and let this thing reach the targets I have set. And so since I'll sell 3, then I'll move the last one to sell like down there somewhere. So it's trying to break below. But just so you guys know, if you're watching, look, boom, it's breaking it. Now it could bounce, it could, and go and boom, take off. But if it breaks with some viciousness, see, up, where am I? Up 352. We'll see. You see what I mean? Because over here it bounced, over here it bounced. But if it breaks, then yeah, we're going to this bottom. But it could bounce and push higher. So we'll see what this candle does. It has to break out of this little box. It has to break out of here, out of this zone. And typically come back, bounce, and push higher. But if it can't, we'll see if it can break out instead of rejecting. We don't want it to break out. We don't want it to. But I look at things as the way they are. So I'll call out the very clear up movement if I see it, and I'll, call out the very clear down movement if I see it. It's trying. And even if this breaks out, it's not like, oh, it's definitely going to go up. It's still got to pass. It's got to meet some more requirements. It's got to break up. It's got to break this area. It has to possibly retest it and push higher. So look. Oh, that could be a nasty rejection right here. It's bouncing off the EMA and the inside of this box. It could push lower. But if it breaks past this area right here, this area is definitely pushing with some strength. But see that? You see it's trying so hard. Now if you're trading, if you're trading a 1 or 2 minute, you may be better than me. 5 minute. But this right here will have me, I don't know what to do. I don't know, should I get in? Oh yeah, it can go up here. It looks like it's bouncing. This is a good green. I wouldn't know what to do, right? So I want to base my decision off of a long term, like, okay, this could go anywhere. This could tank, or this could take off. Like that candle right there, it could do anything right now. It could do anything. gonna see what it's gonna do. Oh yeah. So you guys know I know a lot of traders, right? Before things like, Anthony, he's a trader. You may know him on Instagram. Anthony Williams. He's a forex trader. He's big on Instagram. Big on Instagram. He's been trading for a long time. I met him back in 2019. 2019. Um, he inspired me. He showed me stuff on FaceTime, just all these different things you can do as a trader, how much you can make. Uh, so y'all can see that. See, look at this 1 minute. Y'all see that? Y'all see it inside of this box how a wick formed right there at the top of that? Some very good chance. Yeah, if it breaks out, it can go up. I always like to say that. But you see, that's wicking off the top of the inside of the box, which means it can really push down. Right? Could, probability wise. Okay. See, because look at that. Look at that. It said you. But again, it doesn't bother me. Okay. Because all it shows me that if it does decide to pull all the way back down and wick, that's just more strength that it's going to push down lower. So again, it's just, hey, either it's going to go up and it's going to go up and take me out, or it ain't, or it's not. But I know Anthony, it's crazy stuff there. Crazy story. Talked to Chris or Swag. Oh yeah, that's a pretty strong indication that something is about to happen. Something. I don't know what. Okay, because we still have not broken below this box with strength. No candles have closed underneath it. And that's what we need. We need some closure underneath here. Oh. Okay. I don't know, but we'll see. They say talk is cheap. This is just talking right now. This means nothing to me. I just need to see. I need action. That's different. Yeah. Now we got a candle forming here. Maybe we may see it go ahead and drop. We'll see. Looks like it's going to drop, but it could be setting up to fly. And I know y'all hear me say I go back and forth. It could do this. It could do this. It could go up, but it could go down. It could go up, but it could. Like I know, but I hope you see why I'm saying it though, like why, and why I took the risk that I took, like why I made the decision I made. Again, I got in based off the 4 hour. I saw this 4 hour candle was breaking back down into the opening range of the orb. I saw it was breaking back down into it. Well, this 1 minute is trying to, we'll see. I saw it was breaking back down into it, which probability wise, it tends to want to go all the way to the bottom of the orb. Look, it's breaking out. It looks like it's trying to break out the bottom. Wow. It could go up, but to me, it looks like it's pretty much a done deal. I mean, sorry. There's a high probability it seems it's going to go ahead and proceed down to the bottom of the orb. Okay. We'll see. Up 407, 412. Original risk 182. We're almost down to where it's going to sell these three. Lord willing, by God's grace, and I'm moving it up just a tiny bit because of this wick right here. So I'm moving it up just a little bit. Now, this will be great if it comes down, takes me out, right? I take that profit. I'll leave one in there. I'll leave one trade in there. But then what I'm going to do is I'll leave one in there and that won't be in profit. But I will bring that stop loss down. So if it tries to return too much, I go ahead and take it out. And I'll be looking at the 1 minute. You see how it formed a green candle right here? And now this green candle looks like it bounced right off the top of this box right here. So if it continues to bounce and it rejects, it could push down further. So we need to see how candles now respond on this side of the zone. See, look, came down. And I hope the select few of you who are watching this, you guys are catching me in the beginning, because I know for a fact that He has great things ahead. He has great things ahead. I want to be able to use this and help people in ways that are just beyond my imagination. I'm a business minded person, so I'm going to use my trading to expand in different businesses. Look, it's a nice little rejection, a nice little initial rejection. So we'll see if that can continue with some momentum down. I want to use these things to do beyond myself, do things greater than myself. But those of you who are watching me now, you're catching me like really, really in the beginning, like seriously in the beginning. And I appreciate you for being here. If you are watching this, I can't thank you enough. I cannot thank you enough for watching this, and showing any type of support at all. I appreciate that. And I want to make this so that those of you will know, if things start happening, if by the Lord's grace, Lord willing, if things start taking off, if I'm able to move and get a better place to bring my family together, when you see those things happening, you will know, right? You will have seen it. You will have been able to see things differently, or see things from the beginning and know that I was real. That I didn't sell about like a bunch of courses. I don't sell any courses. I don't sell classes. Like, I didn't do something crazy to get where you're going to see me get, right? That's why I wanted to make this. I wanted to make this to start to show the journey. Look at that. Now we'll see if we'll get activity on the other side, or if it was just one big old rejection. We'll see. But that's why it was very important for me to make this, because I also want to use. There's a lot of stuff I'm not talking about. I haven't talked about in regards to my story and like crazy stuff, man. It's just life, and Jesus has been with me through every last bit of it. I can't stress that enough. Yeah, that was a nice bounce. I'm up to 17. Probably I may go ahead and lock in a 1-to-1. I'll leave it. Because yeah, I'll leave that. If it was a bigger risk, if it was like a $300 risk or 400, I would have went on ahead and secured that. But it's 180. It's less than 200. But again, Christ is responsible for everything. I've learned way too many lessons, like I told y'all. But I just kind of wanted to get everything in the beginning before things start happening. Because I truly believe, after all the losses and failures I've had, all the blown accounts, all the just trading many different styles, low time frames, all just so many different things, that I feel like now I'm at a point where I really can do this, right? I can be disciplined, be consistent, do what I'm supposed to do in the market, get a funded account, keep that funded account, and get consistent profits from it. Fund my personal accounts, get more prop accounts, more funding, and just grow. And then I want to start doing my passions, right? Like my passion. I love trading. I love what it can provide, but it's a tool. That's really all it is. It's just a tool. I love it. I'm passionate about it, but my passion is people, helping people, creating business, innovating ideas, things like that. That's my passion. Okay. We'll see what this does. It did this little bounce thing like it's going up, but it did not bounce off this zone, which makes me think that's a false bounce and it's gonna break back down below into this. Cause see, it came down and bounced like it was gonna go green, but it didn't bounce off this zone. So which makes me think this candle is gonna pull back and break into this thing, and it could be pretty aggressive when it does it. But we'll see. But I pay attention to things like that. When these zones are important. This zone right here, price does things for a reason, right? It does things for a reason. It's just up to us to pick up on the pattern and stuff like that. But it came up, did this pull down or pull back here, got close, right? It got close, but it didn't touch, or it didn't get any energy from out of here, which makes me think when it does that, the price is still going to try to come back here. Now, if it would have came down, if this candle would have came down and then this candle would have been a bounce off, probably a good chance it's going to go up and probably going to get stopped out unless we get some more rejections up here or up here. But it didn't. It just stopped right here to turn to go up. Now, it could go up. It could go up and take off and go off. But we only go off probabilities and things that we've seen, patterns, not what ifs and what could. It's just what we've seen. So that's what you make decisions off of. So I think this could have just been like a little false bounce, and this price could pull back again, break down even further, and come down. And because I stayed in this trade, because I did not take profit over here at like 300 or something or whatever, I definitely have to allow this thing to come down and hit my take profits. Like, because of what I was willing to give up right here. Right? So now we're just waiting. We're just waiting for this. We'll see what this does. I'm still in my 4 contracts. Now, one thing I will tell you, if this thing comes up, comes all the way back up, gets close, I may go ahead and add my remaining contracts, get it to 400, and then leave it. Okay. Then I have I have it up to 4. I mean, excuse me, not 400. My remaining risk. So 55 plus 74 minus 400, 271 minus 187. I can add about $84 more to this. So 187 plus 84. I can get this up to about 271. This can get up to 271. Okay, I can't let this exceed 271. Looks like it's trying to come back down. Whoa, y'all see that? Look at that, look at that, look at that. It wanted to come back there so hard. See? Y'all got to see that in real time. That's pretty cool. I've always wanted somebody to like see this in like real life and just see that the market has structure to it. Y'all get to see that in real time, that it really did want to get back to this area. I wasn't just like talking. It actually came back to it. And we'll see what it does. I could put a take profit right above here. I really could, because that is a good bounce area. Let me see how much that would be. $187. That's a $187. Yeah, I'm gonna do a 1-to-1 because that's a great place. A little bit over. What is it? 192. I don't want it right on there because I want to give it its proper. All right, 187. So I got 1-to-1 locked in. Still in the trade because if it rejects, then it's pushing down. If it rejects, if it resists and push up out of here, it's probably gonna push up higher. But if it doesn't, if it shows signs of rejection, I could re-enter. I could just re-enter the trade. I have my 187 in my pocket. I can re-enter into this trade and get in with a new risk. And then if I let it get real close, I could get back in 4 more contracts, but the risk may only be like $50, right? Because I will have gotten a better entry letting it get up here. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see if this thing's gonna pull. If it's gonna pull up here and take me out. Send it a text real quick. All right, could take me out. I'll take my money and run.
Order filled.
All right, 187. So I took that 187. And I know, I did say that I was gonna just leave this trade because of what I didn't take down here when it was up 300. Um, oh, let me get rid of that limit. Like even me is to get better and better at profit taking. As my account gets more and more buffer, I get more and more comfortable with just letting it hit those targets and stuff like that. Not necessarily having to lock in a 1-to-1, which is okay, right? Getting a 1-to-1, that is fine, right? I want to be, but again, it's just me getting better. Um, growing every day. Let me send this man. Okay. Yeah, I got 271. 271 left to lose. And again, I'm looking to take these trades because that little money, you say, oh, if you wouldn't have gave back the little bit of money, you would be up. Or I'm looking to get in this trade and stay in the trade. Like I want to be in the trade, right? Like I want to be in the move. I want to be in the move before it happens, but I want to systematically and risk consciously be a part of that trade. Not just taking positions, waiting for it to happen, or getting in too early, or not, or timing it with the wrong amount of money, stuff like that. Right now, we're like in the middle of the orb. We'll see what happens when we get back closer to the top. This is the 1 hour. We're gonna get an 11. We're gonna get in 5 minutes. We're gonna get another 1 hour candle. See if I took a short right now. Let me see. And I do this too sometimes. I can switch over to my practice and see how much.
Order filled.
If I took a short, put it at the top of the 5 minute, that's $18. 18.
Order filled.
I could get in $62 right there. $62 risk on 3 contracts. starting to break down, break back down. I had that prime real estate. Those original four. Prime real estate. I was thinking about taking a little short right there. We're gonna wait for this to get. We're gonna wait for this to get to the top or the bottom of this orb, and then we're gonna take a trade. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wait because right now, if I get in for the short, it could boom, it could bounce and go up. If I get in for the long, it could boom, break down and go down just based on where it's at. Right. That's why that original position was a really good original position. Should I left it? You know, that's debatable. Some of you are gonna say, no, man, you risked 187, you made 187. Some of you are gonna say, yeah, I should have stayed in the trade because I could have made 600. So I guess it just depends. Okay. Oh, that long looks nice. It was real nice. If I went long, so you guys will see.
Order filled.
Practice.
Order filled.
Stop loss will have to be right here. $17. Looks like it could go short, right? Especially with that long wick off there. $17.
Order filled.
33.
Order filled.
$47 on 3 contracts. Just want to see the distance. All right. But yeah, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait for this thing to get to the bottom of top. And then we'll take a trade there. Because it's very tempting. It's very tempting for me to want to take a trade. That looks like a kind of a good entry. It's teasing. It is teasing very hard on what it wants to do. Look, that's that breakdown right there. Uh-oh. I may take a small position. If I get in right here, my stop loss will be like literally right here. Very close. See, that would have took me out. And then if I get in here at the 5 minute, my stop loss will be right here at the bottom of this. Ooh, that's a nasty looking 15 minute. We're gonna go short.
Order filled.
Put that stop at the top. That's a $32 risk. I just got one. Imagine if I had that other one in right now. Y'all would have seen that get hit. That's yeah, that's I feel like that's kind of my fault though, because I said I was gonna leave that there, especially for what I was risking for what the target is. That's okay. I'll just take a little bit on this one and then look for a re-entry once we reach this bottom. Man, that would have been a nice, smooth, almost 500 coming up. It's up almost 32, so I'll definitely take a little one-to-one on this one. I don't even feel like losing on this one. Actually, it's like a low target today. Like it can go really far down. May keep one and look at adding. I know y'all like, dang man, you should have left your target. It's almost there. Yes, I I definitely should have. See that become the issue, where you stop moving your stop losses. You won't touch that. It's them price targets that you start getting more. That is like once you because you know your stop that's not moving. You know your stop is where it is. That's it's effectively managing how much you're losing on a trade after that in regards to your profit. All right, in regards to that profit. I don't know, man. I may add. Uh, I have 271 left to lose. I may bring this up to $100 risk. If this pulls back enough so we can get a little bit closer, I may because I may bring this up to $100. Yeah, $100 risk. Let me see how much it is to add one where I am.
Order
So it's at
filled.
71. I'll add one more if it gets closer. Two if it gets close enough. If it gets close enough. We'll leave it at 71. $138. That's almost 2 to 1. Like 1.9, something like that. Close enough. I told you that's my biggest issue. I'll have targets, great targets that make sense, and then I'll like take profit too early or something like that, or don't trust it, and whatever. Look, we up. It's getting close to it. Should I go and lock in 1 to 1? Y'all like, dang, bro, you just said you're not going to lock in that 1-to-1. Yeah, we'll definitely lock in 1-to-1. That's fine.
Order filled.
All right, we took that. That's fine. We're okay with that. We're okay. Because we should have been in our other trade, to be honest. Our OG trade. Up like 129 so far, so not doing crazy, but not doing. We're approaching this bottom right here. We're gonna see if this is gonna be a prime entry for a long. That's what we're about to find out. We want to see touch this, reject, because then I can jump in a bunch of longs, and my stop loss will be like right here. It'll be like right there. So I'll be able to squeeze in a bunch of contracts, but with a very, very low risk. But obviously, if it goes back by direction, all right, boom, that was a hit. Watch this. Going long.
Order filled.
That's $10. That's $10.
Order filled.
Boom, 28,
Order filled.
45,
Order filled.
58. I got 58 contracts in there. Let's
Order
add one
filled.
more. 73. I got 5 contracts. We'll chill on that. I got 5 contracts in there. $73 risk because it came down here and bounced off this low. It could break through, and I'm talking tank, plummet. It could plummet right now. But again, look at my risk. Look at my risk relative to the profit. If this goes back up just to the top of the orb, that's $800. If it goes to half of the orb, that's $400 off a $73 risk. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to give away this risk. Like I don't want it. Take the 73. Like take it. Look, it could come down right now. It could come down right now and stop it out. Let's go. It's like it's getting close. Like it want to. We're gonna see if it takes it out. I got it at the bottom. I got my stop loss at the bottom of this 4-hour wick. And we're gonna see if it takes it out, or if this thing tries to push back up towards the top of the orb. That's what we're about to see. We're not out of the woods yet. This candle turns red, we're getting engulfed. This candle turns red and keeps going down, we're getting engulfed. Look, it's pushing, it's trying. Up 88, 101 off a $73 risk. See, now because this is a bottom, there's no need for me to be now I can just bring that up to break even because it just makes sense. Not because I want it to be at break even, not because I whatever. It's like, this is a bottom that I'll leave it at. This is the bottom of the 5 minute. This is the bottom of the 5 minute. And that's where I bring my stop loss. Ain't no point in me losing $70 for no reason. There's no point in me losing $70 for no reason. I can just look for another prime entry, squeeze in a bunch of contracts for. You get where I'm going, okay? You know, I'm trying to do it as smoothly, as live as I can. Now, if this takes me out, boom, took me out.
Order filled.
Instead of me losing $70, I lost $1 on that. Still have my low profit I made. I didn't just lose half of it. But now look, it could come back down, bounce, and guess what I'm gonna do? Same thing. Get in one, add a bunch, and then we'll see. Watch. Look. Like it's trying to.
Order
I'm gonna go ahead
filled.
and buy one. Stop loss right here. $13. I'm gonna let that get as close to the 13 as possible to add more. because I was just willing to. Okay, boom.
Order
We have one
filled.
more $25 stop now. My stop loss is here. We will let it get a little bit closer. Oh no 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 no! Don't go up just yet. Let me get a couple more. I want to get a little bit closer.
Order
We'll add
filled.
one more, so I'm at $36. I'm not gonna just add a bunch. I'm trying to. You want to be really good with your risk management on this, because it could go against you rapidly. Oh,
Order
boom!
filled.
I'm at 41.
Order filled.
Took it out. I lost 40. I lost $40. I was able to squeeze in 4 contracts though. So I've lost 55, 74, 44. Plus 74 plus 44. 173. I lost 55 plus 74 plus 44 minus 400. I still got 227 left to lose. We're going to see what kind of entry we can get here. We're going to go one.
Order filled.
Stop loss at the low. $8. It's an $8 stop on that.
Order filled.
$16. I added 1 because I'm at the low of this. Because this thing could break below and waterfall to the bottom. There's nothing that says this has to go back up to the top of the orb. So I got in 2 contracts, $16.
Order filled.
I lost 16. And y'all see what happened, right? I would have smashed my target from earlier. Would have smashed it. So I hope y'all see live that even when you're doing okay, there's still a lot to learn. Even with me, just trusting my target. Y'all saw the whole time. I had it pinpointed. Back there, boom, bottom of the orb. All I had to do was leave it. I've done that more times than I can count. But I had my target right there. If I would have left it, I would have 500, well, about 500 locked in, and I would still have the 1 contract in there. Like I said, right? Oh man, these shorts are definitely. This is a new 15-minute. I think I'm gonna get 1 contract.
Order filled.
And see how much this is. That's $17.
Order
We'll
filled. Order filled.
We'll go 55. $55 on 3 contracts. Cause it could pull back to the top of the orb and break higher. Looks like it still could try to pull down, but we'll see. And then look, it could go down to, man, imagine it went down to the bottom of that. Just working its way towards previous day orb. Trying to. Doesn't mean it has to go to it, but like I told you, there's just a history of that happening. How much would it be for me to leave my? It'd be 96. Because really, this is the top of the orb. It's really where it should be. 96. Yeah, what I'm going to do, this is my stop loss right above the orb. If this pulls back, okay, comes all the way up here, creates a rejection wick, like it's rejecting, I'm going to add and bring this up to my final risk of the day, and that'll be my trade, okay? Like for the short. That will be my trade. If it does get back there. So I have 55, 74, 44, 16, minus 100, 211. And so I'll be able to bring this $96 risk up to 211. So whatever, how many contracts I can add to bring it up to 211. But that's if the price pulls back up there. This could just keep going down. Let me see how long this video is going. Hour and 54. Jeez. Hopefully a bit of upload it. It's crazy. Y'all would have seen me take that profit from beginning to end, entry, everything would have been perfect if I'd have just left my target right where it was. That's okay. What a first video though, right? Yeah. We'll see where this goes. We're gonna sit in this trade, see where it goes. We'll be back. All right, so it's getting close. It's like it tried to come up. But see, look, it pulled away, but without actually touching, which makes me think it can still push up. It can still get closer. So either it's gonna come up and break through, take me out for 96, or it's gonna reject off here, and then I'm going to add. Okay. And then keep in mind, I'm adding it to my risk amount. I know they say you don't add into losers and things like that. Well, if I add, I'll be adding to a losing trade. Well, I'm adding into my predetermined risk amount. Now, if I was already, if this up here was instead of 96, it was 270, like my remaining risk amount, I couldn't add anymore because I'm at my max. But I want to get this up to 270. Okay, it's at 96. So I want this price to get a little bit closer up here before I start adding. I don't want to add here, then the price goes here, then it goes down. Because if I add here and it goes down, that's more like luck to me. I needed to go up here, show signs of rejection. Then I can add more contracts and get as many in. Because if I add some right now, it's not going to take very many contracts to get it up to 270, right? But if I add up here, look. It's bouncing off right there. I'm going to add,
Order
one.
filled.
So I'm at 103. I'm going to
Order
add another
filled.
one. I'm at 116. I'm going to
Order
add another
filled.
one. I'm at 130,
Order filled.
138.
Order filled.
All right, it took that one out. $138. I had 270 to risk on that one. That's why I was inching it in. 270. No, 130. 138. Look, see, it's breaking up. One 38 plus 55 plus 16. 327 minus 73 left to lose. 73 left to lose. I have $73 left to lose. You hear that? That means I've lost I've lost $327 today to me cumulatively. But my PL is only showing I'm only down $72 for today. That's because I'm respecting my accumulated losses, right? And I'm not here to make I'm not here to really make $100 or $200. If that's how the day ends, then so be it. But I'm not really here to make a couple $100. I was really here to make what I had target set for, but you saw what happened. Okay. Hold on.
Dude, trading like what? Was down like the most at like 40%. You know what I'm saying? And this is the same day,
Order
by the
filled.
way. And then
Order
when the drug
filled.
consolidated came back up, I had literally got
Order
in
filled.
before it came back up. I got in for another $50 at the very bottom of that. You know what I'm saying? And then it came back up to break even, and then I closed out my trades, right? So I was up 380. So I went from 340 today to 380, and then I lost from 380 back down to 330.
Order filled.
About to make some things happen, son. Oh yeah, I was like, why you should get in contact with what you call it, Penny. What happened to that?
Penny.
Order filled.
Yeah, the recruiter, the job recruiter in Texas.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
You remember you was gonna hook me up with her, like as far as looking for a job.
But yeah,
You
I ain't talked to Penny in years.
yeah, I would hit her up if I were you if I wanted to go back to Texas.
Plus, and it's not really about getting a job because I can get a job if I go back to Texas, especially if I go to Texas and have access to internet and stuff like that. I can uh hold on.
Order filled.
All right, so y'all saw they got me out. I've lost a. I know I told you I
I'm
only can
getting
lose a
7 bands a
maximum.
month
I told you I know
on top
I
of
can lose
trading.
a. Oh, hold on, hold on.
Yeah.
I know I told you I only can lose a maximum of $400 per day. I've already done that because I wrote down every one of my losses. So I've lost a cumulative right of 400. Well, I just took another 800, $108 one. I did an extra one because I did kind of so well on my risk management. Even though I need to be punished because I didn't let that first trade just hit the bottom, right? Y'all saw that where I had the target. I should have just let it hit. So 108 plus 138 plus 55 plus 74 plus 44 plus 78. Yeah, I ended up losing $513 cumulatively. Of course, I made profit, taking those little profits here and there in the one to one. So cumulatively, I only lost 262 today. I still, yes, technically, I know that still gives me 138 left to trade with. These shorts do look very tempting because of where it's at. But this thing could keep bouncing and going up. This thing could, yeah. This thing, if I went in for a long, it would have to be way down here. My entry would have to be way down here, and I would get in like one, huh? Hold on. I would have to get in. Hold on. I would have to get in. If I got in a contract now, my stop loss would have to be way down here for a long. If I get in for a short, based off the 1 hour, my stop loss will have to be here. Based on the 4 hour, it will have to be back up here, back at my original where it is. So if I'm gonna take a short, if anything, I'm gonna wait for it to get back up here, and then I may take a short, and then I would stay in that like I was supposed to. I'll take a short up here. But I'll let you know if I get in another trade, I'll restart the video. But that's again if it reaches back up to the top, if it goes back here to the bottom. But in the meantime, for now, I'll say bye for now. This is at 262. If I do get in a trade, I'll press the record button, and then, but if you see this at the end of the video, obviously I didn't take another trade. If I do take another trade and don't record, I'll update you on that tomorrow. But the goal is to show you everything, like everything. Look, like it's trying to work its way towards it, so you might see me. Let me get this distance of where I am real quick. If I sold right where I am,
Order filled.
stop loss will be 80 bucks. About 80 bucks.
Order filled.
Let's go back to the real account. 262 minus 400. So 138 left to lose. So I would want that to be closer. But it's trying to get near. Okay. Actually, you may see me getting ready to take a trade. I mean, if it pushes on up there, you'll go and see me get in a trade now. And I won't pause the video. Cause see, that was the original intention. What did I tell y'all? If it got down here, sell, take that $600 profit. Then, if it rejects and shows signs of gonna push up, take the long. I would have had my stop loss down here. I would have rolled this back up. Then it gets up here. I can have set the target. I could have sold right there. Got back in for the short on this. Rolled that all. See, that's why you gotta stick to your plan. Gotta stick. Today could have been a crazy day. Excellent day. I could have made money on the way down, took that profit, and then made money on the way up. And I could have done that live if I would have just stuck to my plan. Tomorrow and the rest of this week, we're sticking to the plan. Okay? But for now, we're going to pause. We're going to pause and I'll come back.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order rejected. Order rejected. Order filled. 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 Order filled.